Okay, so not quite sure what happened there. The stream just seemed to crash, even though there doesn't seem to be any sort of connection issues. But we do apologise for that crash. I'll just put out a tweet now saying that the stream is now back live as Sean Smith gives away the ball in the poor position. Number 10, Demid can't quite keep it in though, although it looks very tight. Demid looks to cross and cleared away by Wardle. Hodkinson looks to hold it up now, and Charlie Doyle, not many options in front of him, but he goes out wide to Haid. Looks to go into Hardy. He needs to hold the ball up, but doesn't. Challenged by McNicholas. And then given away by Byrne. A very, very sloppy start to the game from both sides. So Will Johnson now has the ball on the right and plays a beautiful switch of play to Sean Smith, who's got acres of space. Might look to try and find a Keel Raffi and does. Goes down the line to him, but Keel Raffi's touch isn't brilliant. Just looking to hold the ball up now in search of some support. Isn't many options on for him. Should probably go inside to Charlie Doyle. Held onto the ball for arguably too long. Lucy comes over now to help him and puts in a cross in search of Joe Hardy, who wasn't quite in the right position to be able to get on the end of it. Just behind his defender, should be on the shoulder there. Charlie Doyle now with the ball in the middle of the pitch. Goes out to Kyle Haid, a pretty testing pass, but great touch by Kyle Haid to keep it in play, who then himself plays a poor pass. Will Johnson now on the ball, Charlie Doyle to him, to Kyle Haid, looks to find Ben Hodkinson, but the pass just can't find him. Just intercepted by the Matlock man. Charlie Doyle now on the ball after receiving the ball from Josh Wardle. Joe Hardy's in a great position here. Could look to find one of the two men either side and finds Ben Hodkinson, who's just offside. Oh, it's a great chance for Ben Hodkinson. Unlucky to have just crept offside. Maybe the ball from Joe Hardy could have been played a little bit quicker, but unfortunately Joe Hardy just held on to it and Hodkinson strayed offside. The shot did go straight at the keeper and was saved, but probably the best potential chance in the game so far for Marine. We have the ball in defence now with Sean Smith, who goes to Jordan Lucy. Now out wide to Keel Raffi, who turns his man brilliantly. Looks to drive at the defence now. Plays Joe Hardy out wide on the left-hand side. Looks to go inside, but is challenged by the number 8, Adam Yates. Ball went down the line to Keel Raffi, who again loses the ball now with Archie White on the left-hand side, who looks to cause problems for Marine and does. Filing Demid on that left-hand side, who's driving into the defence, but Josh Wardle gets across well and challenges to put out for a throw-in. Bit of a back and forth game here. Not too many clear-cut chances, but as I said earlier, many turnovers off possession for both sides. As looks like Matlock might be able to try and get this into the box, even though there's not much room to run in for the throw-in here. Long throw-in here, going into the box. Decent length on it. Drops in the box though, but well claimed by Bailey passing. It looks to go quickly out to someone, but there's not many options. Ben Hodkinson looks very free though. Or as the Matlock man just gets in Passant's way as he tries to go long. Will Johnson now with the ball. Goes back to Passant. Back to Johnson. As he goes long in search for Joe Hardy and does so, but the pass to Kyle Haid is a poor one. You can sense in the crowd today that there's not too much to play for. There's been a few misplaced passes, but there's not been as many oohs and ahs as you'd expect if we were fighting for those playoff places as Matlock are. Ball in now to Demid. Looks to turn Mark Howarth, but Howarth gets back in position well. Sean Smith, though, fouls him as he makes the challenge on Demid. And a free kick from Matlock. In a good crossing position, you've got to say. Someone is down for Marine here. Not quite sure who it is. Looks like it's maybe Mark Howarth, who we had heard in the build-up to this game was maybe struggling with one or two niggles. So this could be the end of his day, unfortunately. Not quite sure what signals he sent over to the bench, but Marine are using this time to get some players into a little huddle, discuss some things. I think it might be Lucas Weir, who looks like he'll be coming on for Mark Howarth. So change the system for Marine with this potential substitution, well, probable substitution. Just look at some scores today in the Northern Premier League. FC United Manchester 1-0 up away at Gainsborough Trinity. Warrington Rylands 1-0 up away at Morpeth Town. Stafford Rangers 1-0 up at the champions South Shields. And Atherton Collieries are 1-0 up at Staley Bridge Celtic. So not much changing of positions. Marine have dropped a position for FC United. FC United Manchester. Looks like Mark Howarth will be coming off here for Lucas Weir in the 15th minute. So bit of change of plans for Marine here, as Lucas Weir, you'd be very surprised to see him go into that back three. You'd expect him to move up and then just become a back four with Sean Smith and Kyle Hayde a bit narrower. So ball's whipped in towards Passant, who claims does well, but again, not many options, although Will Johnson is offering out to his right hand side and has got plenty of space. As Kyle Hayde bombs on not towards him, past him, cuts inside though. It's not a bad ball from Will Johnson to try and find Joe Hardy, causes number 11 John Johnson to have to clear his lines for a throw-in. Phone was taken quickly but lost by Sean Smith as he was found from the throw-in by Joe Hardy, as the ball gets cleared long to Ben Hodkinson but cleared by McNicholas for Matlock. Now Weir with his first touches goes into Joe Hardy, who looks to go back and finds Wardle. Sean Smith now looks to move the ball out and does so to Kyle Hayde, who's got a bit of space here on this right hand side. Might find Ben Hodkinson with the ball down the line, but number 5 gets across well to intercept it. Johan Evans, who then just clears out for a throw in under seemingly not too much pressure. Chance here for a potential long throw in, but not sure if that's the option that's going to be taken. Looks like they might go short with it. No, I'm corrected as Josh Wardle meanders into the box. Kyle Hayde here to take this long throw in. Goes in search of Wardle. His shirt's been held and it's flicked on. It just goes past Joe Hardy in the box, and Akil Raffi couldn't get there before his counterpart John Johnston, who clears off of Raffi for a goal kick. But another chance for Marine, potentially. Just not committing as many numbers forward as maybe there would be if they did have to really push for a result here. Warrington Town are currently beating Hyde, so Radcliffe have got that chance to leapfrog them and Radcliffe if things stay the way they are in those two games and they manage to get a goal in this one, as we have a free kick now over in the left back position to be taken by Bailey Passant. Goes long towards Joe Hardy. Yates clears. Sean Lussey looks to win the header now, but doesn't. Archie White flicks on towards the left, but Kyle Hayde comes out with it and looks to find Ben Hodkinson the first time ball. Maybe could have held on to it, but Hodkinson does well. Oh, it looks like he'd maybe just kept that in play, but Hodkinson couldn't quite stretch to reach it. Again, as I said, get your comments in just to tell us how you felt about the season so far. The season as a whole. Obviously, that cup win on Tuesday night, big success for Marine. First time in 15 years that they lifted the Liverpool Senior Cup. As the number 7 has it in midfield for Matlock here. Burnley looks to find number 11, John Johnson, on the right-hand side, but it's cleared. Now Weir has it in midfield. As Akil Raffi looks to shape up his man and finds a pass, but just tries to force it through to Hodkinson. But goes straight through to the keeper, who immediately bowls out to McNicholas on the left-hand side. Now goes to Evans. Enter his centre-back partner, Yates. Then to the number 6, who's challenged just in front of the defence by Weir, but Matlock man keeps hold of the ball as Demead now has it with his back to goal. Lovely 1-2 there between the number 9 and number 7. Josh Wardle with a brilliant interception though to stop any potential chance for Matlock, as Akil Raffi is just fouled outside the centre circle. So about 20 minutes gone here, no clear-cut chances really for either side. Ben Hodkinson was in one-on-one, but just to have been offside by the linesman as he has the ball here and looks to turn and face up his man. And he drives at the defence, does well to get past one or two men. Could have found Kyle Hayde, but chose not to. Go back to Jordan Lussey, now goes to Kyle Hayde. Nutmegs his man, goes past him, but McNicholas got back to challenge and does well to win a throw-in for Matlock. Throw in here for Matlock in their left back position, goes long towards their midfielder. It's won by Hayde. Now Joe Hardy looks to try and recapture the ball for Marine, but they go long to Demead. Looks to bring ball down his chest and maybe he's a slight bit of arm in there as well as he goes wide to Archie White in that left back position, drives at Charlie Doyle. Charlie Doyle gets back well and challenges, wins the ball back despite the complaints of the Matlock Town fans behind Bailey Passant's goal. Ben Hodkinson now on the ball, goes back to Lussey just to calm things down a little bit. Now to Charlie Doyle and back to Kyle Hayde. Bailey Passant now with the ball, assessing his options. Not much on really, just ushering his men forward. He goes in search of Sean Smith, but Smith in not a great position to win that header. But we do have the ball now of Akil Raffi in the centre of the park, who is fouled by Bradley. Matlock are not happy with that decision. Will Johnson looks to be the one to take this free kick on the halfway line. Going to probably look to float this one over to Josh Wardle or Charlie Doyle, and then Akil Raffi to get the knockdown. Wardle goes up for it being held, both men holding each other, and it just floats out for a goal kick. Not a great free kick by Will Johnson, but not a particularly brilliant effort from either Doyle or Wardle to get on the end of that free kick. Deeney to take the goal kick, goes wide and maybe going out of play, but kept in by Sharman at the right back position. Lucas Weir now wins the ball. Oh, that's a strong challenge from Sharman on the Marine man. Weir's got up pretty quickly, but actually it's been given the opposite way. I think it must have been for a high boot from Weir, even though Weir was the one who hit the deck. So Matlock now have the free kick to be taken just in front of the dugout here at the Marine Travel Arena. Captain Adam Yates is the one to take this. Number 8 playing at centre back, not something you see too often, apart from maybe Aaliyah Williamson, who's unfortunately just been injured. Hopefully she can recover soon, as we now have the ball and look to counter-attack here. Although Ben Hodkinson does go backwards with the ball in search of an option. And not many attacking options opening up for Marine as we look to go forward. Not that flair that's offered by a Sol Solomon, or the physical presence offered by Louis Britton. But Will Johnson here with a throw-in on the left-hand side in search of Lucas Weir. He doesn't win the flick on, it's won by Bradley, but then knocked out of play by Steich. Johnson again to take another throw in a similar position. Looks to go short to Lussey, but Lussey's really just opened up the space for Charlie Doyle. Looks like Charlie Doyle may have actually gone into that back three rather than go into a 4 at the back for Marine, as Joe Hardy almost chases down a long punt from Wardle. Just drifts through to the keeper though. Deeney to go along with this free kick. Won by Steich, but flicked on in the direction of Wardle, who clears. Bradley then looks to take the ball down, but doesn't do it very well, as Sean Smith receives the ball, tries to go down the line, as Akil Raffi goes down the line and is fouled strongly by the Matlock man. I believe it was Yohan Evans. Oh, not Yohan Evans, sorry, it was Sharman, actually, the right back, who looks to be going into the book here. A booking for Sharman in the 25th minute. First card of the game produced by referee Nathaniel Cox. Referee's just delaying things here. Smith maybe looks to take a quick free kick. Smith to deliver. Not many options in the box, so who can he find? High floated ball. Wardle maybe goes up for it, but both Wardle and Evans were holding each other, and Wardle ends up falling. He went up to claim the ball. Options for Deeney either side of him. Goes to McNicholas in the left back position. His clearance is blocked by Haid though, and comes to Hodkinson. Lussey looks to find Haid down that right hand side, but it's a poor pass. Another poor pass sets free Hodkinson here, who skips past one man and looks to shoot. Just drags his shot wide. Not much venom on the shot, but Hodkinson's definitely looked the most lively player in a white shirt. Driving past players on a consistent basis. Deeney with another not so convincing goal kick, goes wide out to Sharman, but we win it back, and now the ball is back at the other end with Bailey passing, as Demean Wardle are getting into it a little bit here. But over on the far side, Charlie Doyle is the one with the ball. He looks to find Joe Hardy, but the ball again goes straight through to the keeper. Ball is long now towards Kyle Haid in his own half. He's lost the ball now, and Steich looks to go at him, and he does so. Looks to get the ball across the box, but intercepted by Lussey. As Byrne has it on the right hand side, looks to find Archie White, who skips Manuel and wins a corner for Matlock. The ball for Charlie Doyle. One of the first corners, if not the first corner for Matlock in this game. Archie White Again, as I mentioned earlier, such a bright spark for Matlock in that first meeting between the two sides in the league this season. Hasn't quite been able to find the same opportunities, but certainly looks a bright talent. They went short with the corner, but we won it back pretty well. Sean Smith, great challenge there, a strong challenge to win the ball back as White goes in with another challenge. Smith looks to win the ball back again, and does so. Getting a reaction from the crowd as Matlock go long again, but Wardle, header clear. And then eventually Weir clears out for a throw-in by the halfway line for Matlock. Now the ball's eventually gone back to their keeper from that throw-in. It's Captain Yates, right centre-back position. Now across to Evans, who goes long in search of White. Will do well to keep it in, and he does so. His face-up Hayden's got past him, not quite though. Kyle Hayden wins the ball and White goes down pretty easily. Lucas Weir though looks to find Joseph Hardy, but again he's just not got quite the physical strength to be able to hold off Yates. As referee stop play here for a word with Reece Deitch. Obviously not happy with the fouls that were given, or lack of fouls that have been given. Nobody's down, but the referee decided a drop ball is what's required. Ball back with Bailey passing. Just taking his time with it, rolls it out. Looks to go along, maybe towards a Sean Smith or Joe Hardy. He goes to Joe Hardy, but doesn't get up to win the header. It's won by Yates and then cleared by Sharman. Charlie Doyle wins the header though from the clearance by Sharman as Hodkinson wins the knockdown, but then lost by Weir. Starch on the ball now, goes out to McNicholas, who's got a bit of space here on this left hand side. What can you do with it? Not much. Turns back in, looks to find Johnston on the far side, but easily taken by Bailey Passant. Here again, just rolls the ball out in front of him, just casually strolling forward. Not much urgency here in the performance of Matlock Town, despite their essentially all or nothing predicament. So Will Johnson here has the ball in midfield, but it's tackled by Archie White. Youngster against youngster. White tries to play the ball out to Johnson and does so with a nice outside the boot pass. Johnson driving at Sean Smith here. Looks across in search of Steich, but Lucy got back to head away. Now Raffy with the ball, who's easily nudged off the ball by Sharman. Johnson again getting down the line. His cross is blocked by Smith and behind for a corner. Afton Colliery's looked to have equalised in the game against Staley Bridge. Stafford still ahead. Radcliffe though leading. So at the moment Matlock can't do anything to boost their chances of playoff football. They'll be hoping this won't be the end of their season. As the corner is going to be crossed in here by Byrne. Driven corner to the back post, just flicked on by one of the Matlock men, who's then collected his own ball on the far side of the pitch. Cross is put in but cleared away by Wardle into Bradley, who's played the ball into Demead. Goes back to Bradley here, looks to shape up to shoot rather. Drags his shot wide. Just about half an hour gone, or just over half an hour gone rather, in this Northern Premier League game between Matlock Town, or Marine and Matlock Town at the Marine Travel Arena. Again, not much spark in the game from either side, neither side showing that cutting edge that was definitely present in the 3-2 victory for Matlock Town in the reverse fixture. Not too long ago, Joe Hardy just trying to win a header from Bailey Passant's goal kick, but doesn't. Now Will Johnson heads towards the front line, but intercepted by McNicholas. Warder's got to get back quickly here, and it's a poor clearance back pass by him towards Bailey Passant, goes straight out for a corner. Demead looks to take the corner quickly here as Passant's out of his box, but decides to leave it instead for Byrne to take. Offering the short corner arm, Matlock again through White. Raffy looks to be getting a little bit too close for the referee's liking. Warrington Rylands now 3-0 up away at Morpeth Town. Stalybridge Celtic taking the lead as the corner's well taken by Bailey Passant. He looks to bowl it out to Sean Smith, who looks to drive here. He's got plenty of space to go at. John Johnson, who's been going at him all game, and the pass to Ben Hodkinson is poor. Could have held on to it for a bit longer. Cleared up to Will Johnson, who goes past his man well. Ball into Joseph Hardy now, back to goal, who's turned. Looks to find Sean Smith and can do, but Sean Smith looks to be offside. He's not just, he is just to be offside. Joe Hardy, just poor pass. Should have realised probably that Sean Smith had just strayed offside. Smith admittedly could have held his run a little bit, but not to be for the Mariners. Ball is up now with Byrne, who goes in search of Johnson, who was himself deemed to be offside. Bit of a stop-start phase in this game. Free kick went long by Passant in search of Marine players, but lost again as McNicholas now has it on the left hand side, but Hodkinson closed him down well, forced him to go back to the keeper. Throw in now, free kick rather, for Matlock. On the left hand side, looks to go over the top of Kyle Hayes towards McNicholas. Maybe looks to force a corner here, but Hayes defends him well, keeps the ball in play, and clears up to Hardy. Again, who loses out on the aerial battle. Just needs to Joe Hardy without a Louis Britton. It's hard for him. Akil Raffi now not making much of an effort to win the ball there. Ball back now with Bailey Passant. Went out to the left to Sean Smith, who wins the ball, plays out to Weir in the middle of the park. Back to Smith now, and then to Lucy. Some nice intricate play, but nothing much coming from it by the Mariners. Bailey Passant that looks to go long, again in search of no one. I think this is probably going to be frustrating Neil Young. The fact that his side are going long so often without much of an aerial threat up top. Yates goes forward, searching McNicholas, whose forward ball again is blocked out of play. Off of. Oh no, I thought it might have been a throw-in for Matlock, but it was given as a free kick to me. Looks to play it quickly in search of Statue, then tries to round Bailey Passant, but his touch was just too heavy and taken out for a goal kick. Passant went long, searched for Marine player, but again, no takers of it, as the Meads judged to have fouled. We're here, just by the edge of the centre circle. Weir just stayed down a second here after being fouled. Looks like it will be Kyle Haid to take this one. Try float it in search of his fellow defenders. Wardle momentarily unmarked, but it goes towards him, wins the header after being held a little bit by his counterpart Evans. Ball cleared away, but not convincingly. Drops to Hodkinson on the edge of the box, but can't keep control of it, as White now looks to break with it. But Weir maybe looks to try a tactical foul, but White still with the ball. Looks to move it out, but Wardle blocked it. And in the direction of Haid, it went. Haid now clears. Again in search of no one, just wasting possession here on Marine. Wide now to Sharman, who's challenged by Rafi. Matlock keeps the ball in play, even though the Marine bench were protesting that it wasn't. Wardle again, challenged. Wardle's got it now, plays it into Weir, back to his man, goes back to Will Johnson. He's got room to pick his pass, goes back to his fellow defender Wardle, now down the line to Smith, and then to Rafi. This is a better play from Marine. Challenged by Bradley, strong one, and challenges Joe Hardy and wins the ball back, as now Johnson looks to break down the line. Rafi chasing after him, gets back to stop his run a little bit, as Johnson blocks the cross of Johnston, and a Matlock throw in. Ashton United now 1-0 up at Bamber Bridge, and doesn't seem to be many other changes in scoreline. One to Town, 2-0 up at Hyde United, but as mentioned, no chance at the moment of Matlock Town getting into those playoff places. As Johnson now looks to go down the wing in search of Byrne. Byrne crosses right across the box. No one's there for Matlock. All he needed was a touch on target just to put it in the back of the net. Now on the far left-hand side. Let's cross the ball in. It's not a bad one. Header won by the Matlock man, but straight down the throat of Bailey Passant. Into the 41st minute here at the Marine Travel Arena. Neither side deserving of the 3 points at the moment, you'd have to say. As Passant actually bowls it out here to Archie White, who's in on goal and hits the post somehow. Massive mistake from Marine, giving them an easy chance. White, the youngster, looks to just go near post and curl it into his closest side of the net, but wasn't able to get the whip on it, as now Evans fouls Hardy. But what a chance that was for Matlock to open the scoring here. Akil Rafi now taking the free kick. Looks like there'll be a myriad of players taking set pieces for Marine today. Maybe they've got some sort of rota. Just a little bit of a hold up as the referee talks to Josh Wardle and Charlie Doyle over maybe a bit of pushing and pulling on the edge of the box here as Rafi shapes up to take this free kick in search of Charlie Doyle. Johnson went down in the box, but not many appeals as the ball's headed out for a corner for Marine in the 43rd minute here. As the crowd just in front of us starts to liven up for the first time in this game. Obviously Marine nothing to play for here, just looking to maintain their 8th place that they started with at the start of the day. Rafi to take again, whips in search of Wardle's shirts, clearly being held. But nothing from the referee as Wardle fell backwards trying to get the header on target, but eventually just skews out for a throw-in. Throw-in went down the line now, and they've got another throw-in despite Charlie Doyle's complaints about potential foul. Throw-in goes to Stites and then back to Bradley. Bradley looks to go long in search of Demead, who's just to be offside by a linesman. Charlie Doyle still not happy with the referee here. Absolutely irate at Nathaniel Cox, today's referee. As we head towards the 45th minute in this match, not too many notable chances for either side apart from the one that fell to, I believe he's 17-year-old Archie White, who hit the post after a blunder by the Mariners to give him that opportunity to hit the target and put Matlock 1-0 up. As after goal kick from Marine, another goal kick, this time for Matlock, and 2 minutes added on here. As Marine lose the ball again in midfield, Wardle being hassled by Demead as it got cleared towards him. Now Bailey Passant under a bit of pressure as he's being charged down by the Matlock striker and clears into the stands on the right hand side, or his right hand side. Throw-in cleared by the head of Hayes towards Hardy, who tries to find Weir, but Matlock were in there to clear up towards Johnson. Now looks to get past Sean Smith and does really well into the box. Now looks to get into the box and does so. Oh, that's a brilliant clearance by Charlie Doyle to stop Matlock's chance of scoring. Now we clear again, but this time Captain Yates is easily there to stop the ball going to Joe Hardy, who's an isolated figure up top for Marine. Turned now by Stites, looking to find another yellow shirt up top, and does so and receives the ball back from him, this time in a slightly right hand side position. Tries the shot, but way to the side of Bailey Passant's goal, as that is half time here at the Marine Travel Arena. Neither team really causing much problems for either side, but Matlock Town, if they want to have any chance of getting a playoff spot, will need to liven things up here as we go in half time here, 0-0 between Matlock and Marine. Hello and welcome back to the commentary of today's game for Marine AFC versus Matlock Town. You join us here for the start of the second half as the players are just coming out onto the pitch now. Relatively boring first half, I've got to say. Nothing too much to talk about. The one big opportunity fell to young Archie White for Matlock Town, who looked to curl one in to the near post after a poor mistake from Marine to give away the ball in such a bad position. But fortunately for the Mariners, it hit the post. Marine today looking just to consolidate their 8th place position that they had at the start of the day. Unfortunately, due to results elsewhere around them, they have dropped to 9th. However, they have a chance to reinstate that position if they were to take 3 points today. And Matlock themselves looking to get into the playoffs. Just about to get underway here in this game. Make sure you get your comments in just to tell us about your thoughts and feelings on the season. Hopes for next season as well, as the referee just looks to be getting everyone ready to go for the start of the second half. And we are underway for the start of the second half. As Matlock go long towards Sean Smith, who partially clears into the path of Steich for Matlock. Goes back to his centre-back, who then goes long towards Demead, and Bailey Passant's going to have to claim this one here. Oh, and he spills it. Demead, though, going for the ball and fouls Bailey Passant. I think Bailey using his body well there to make sure that the foul was given. But we have a free kick now, just on the left of our penalty area. This time shooting towards the far end from our view here, up in the media box. I say box, more of a row. Bailey Passant goes long, but it's headed straight back towards him. Wardle's going to have to deal with this, but doesn't really do so. Now goes to Johnson. Looks like Wardle looks to clear off him, and Wardle just ushers it out. Does well. Good strength from Wardle, just to show the ball out of play after a bit of a loose touch from John Johnson. Just run you through the lineups for today. Doesn't look to be any changes at half time. Got number 1 Bailey Passant for Marine, number 2 Carl Hayes, number 3 Sean Smith, number 4 Mark Howarth, number 5 Captain Josh Wardle, number 6 Will Johnson, number 7 Ben Hodkinson, who was a late replacement for Louis Britton, number 8 Charlie Doyle, number 9 Joseph Hardy, number 10 Jordan Lussey, and number 11 Akil Raffi. I say Mark Howarth, number 4, he's actually been replaced earlier in the game by Lucas Weir, as currently someone is down for Marine. Can't quite work out who it is at the moment. Maybe might be Charlie Doyle. No, it's Ben Hodkinson. Just limping a little bit. On the bench for Marine, you've got number 12 Joel Stringer. A lot of youth in this bench. Number 13 Germano Mendes. Lucas Weir, obviously, as I mentioned, came on for Mark Howarth in the first half, around the 15th minute. And number 15 Max Davidson. Number 16 Regan Rhodes. For Matlock today, number 1 Saul Deeney, number 2 Jamie Sharman, number 3 Robbie McNicholas, number 4 young Archie White, number 5 Johan Evans, number 6 Daniel Bradley, number 7 Alex Byrne, number 8 Adam Yates, number 9 Reece Steich, number 10 Carl Demead, and number 11 John Johnson. As switch of play was looking for Johnson, but wasn't quite found as Lucas Weir. Lovely little turn here to drive out the defence, but Bradley got across well to intercept. Now Joe Hardy actually has the ball in the edge of the box, looks to play through Ben Hodkinson, but couldn't quite get it as the ball looks to go into Hardy, who's still down. That's being potentially hit in the head. Hardy still down here, a bit of a cause for concern. So physio's going to need to come on here. Just over 3 minutes gone in this second half. just run you through some scores at the moment. Bamber Bridge find themselves 2-0 down. Shockingly at home to Ashton United. Games for Trinity 1-1 with FC United of Manchester. Guiseley 1-0 up away at Lancaster City. Liversedge going to half time 0-0 between them and Marsk. Warrington Rylands 3-0 up against Morpeth Town. Nantwich are 1-0 down to Radcliffe. Rangers 1-0 up at Champions South Shields. And Stalybridge Celtic. After Colliery's 2-2. Warrington Town 2-0 up at at home to Hyde. And Whitby Town against Belper is 0-0. Hardy still down here. Looks like change is going to have to be made. Can see one of the youngsters make one of their first, if not the first appearance for the club. Just trying to see the number on the back of the lad's shirt. Can't quite tell, but we'll let you know as soon as we can see. Looks like it'll be the number 12, Joel Stringer, to come on in place of Hardy, potentially. Although Hardy maybe looks to be in slightly better wear than first feared. As Joel Stringer looks to be putting back on his red training top. We'll see whether the substitution is made, but for the moment doesn't appear to be the case, as the referee just drops the ball to Soldini in the box as Joe Hardy does come back on. Just a good sight to see, especially when somebody gets hit with the ball. Maybe been hit in the head, but I'm not sure, as Matlock went long towards Johnson but couldn't quite keep it in play. Throw in from Will Johnson, went down the line but didn't find anyone, as the ball goes back to him from the Matlock player, who just clears towards Akil Raffi, who does well to keep it in play and hold off his man for now. Looks to maybe have been fouled. Referee's not going to give anything though, as Johnson looks to play to me down the line, but a bit of miscommunication between the two there. Sees the ball just run out for a goal kick. As I mentioned earlier, let us know in the comments of this stream your thoughts and feelings you have on the season that's gone, hopes for the upcoming season, things like that. It's Bailey passing here to take the goal kick, absolutely slices it out of play, didn't even reach Matlock's bench. McNicholas here to take the throw in, as a barbecue from one of the houses just next to the ground is spilling onto the pitch, all of its fumes, as Joe Hardy's played down the line here, going at Johan Evans, looks across the ball and starts to be Akil Raffi, he does so. Oh, it's a really poorly taken chance, in a great position right in the edge of the box, in the middle of the box rather. And he's just completely miscued his shot. It's almost come off his heel and then onto his left leg as he's tried to shoot. Really poor from Raffi, as that's probably the best chance Marine have had in this game so far. Just under 8 minutes gone in this game, as the smoke is really pouring onto the pitch here from whoever is next door. The ball goes long now. Charlie Doyle maybe looks to head back towards the keeper, but the keeper just claims it anyway. Bailey passing does well. Ball's out to Charlie Doyle now. Options in front of him. Got Jordan Lussey to his right, besides the drive into midfield. Looking for a pass. Finds Will Johnson with a little switch of play. Goes back to Sean Smith and then back to Johnson, who looks to switch it Now to Kyle Hayes. Brings it down well, despite the pass being slightly behind him. But now ball is taken off him by Archie White. Kyle Hayes just pushes over his man. Bit of a frustrated foul there from Hayes, and he looks like he'll go into the book. And he does get a yellow card for his challenge there in the 55th minute. Matlock looks across now, and they do so. Charlie Doyle with a flick on, and has just let it run out for a corner as Sean Smith. Corner for Matlock. Cross comes in, it's not a bad one. Oh, Bailey Passant just got a touch on it, and then the touch put it into the path of Kyle Hayes, who almost put it into his own net, but thankfully he was just wide of the post, so therefore the ball followed the same trajectory. As another corner here though for Matlock. Let's whip it in, right to the back post, it's well headed and it's a goal! Sharman with the header from the burn corner, straight through the legs of Bailey Passant at the back post. And in the 56th minute, Matlock take the lead and put themselves in a better position to reach those playoff spots. It's a good header, he's risen well, but gotta say that the Marine defenders could have maybe done a little bit better. As I'm hearing that Nantwich have just equalised, so scores elsewhere mean that it will be Matlock Town currently sat in 5th position. What a massive time for them to get that goal. It's going to be interesting to see the reaction of Marine here, who of course aren't playing it for anything particular today. The ball is now out on the left hand side of McNicholas. You wonder whether that goal has just sort of lit a fuse under Matlock to go and press on for more and really establish this lead as ball goes out to Johnson, but then his pass inside goes to our centre back Johnson. Stites now with the ball. Johnson again there to clear things up as the ball goes up to Joseph Hardy, who plays to Weir, who played in Raffy now with a brilliant chance to maybe square the ball here. What's he going to do with it? Plays it across the box. Falls to Weir. Oh, just cleared by Evans. On the edge, inside the box rather. Apologies if the score is taking a little bit to update. It is 1-0 to Matlock Town in this game. Zakil Raffy drove at his man Sharman, the goal scorer, but no referee is going to judge that one a foul as Raffy falls to the floor. Now out wide on the left hand side with Stites. Goes into the centre of the park for Bradley. Bradley now turns on the ball. Looks in search of Stites again, but Hayes there to clear. Poor communication between Hayes and Passant, and Hayes just kicks out for a throw-in when there was little to no danger around him. Now the throw-in for Matlock on this left-hand side. Again, apologies if the stream is being slightly slow with updating the score. It is 1-0 to Matlock Town. Archie White now skips past Lucas Weir as the referee plays an advantage for Weir, pulling back White as White keeps going, but now Smith plays the ball off White and it's out for a Marine throw in on the other side. Smith just passing the ball off to Johnson to take this throw in. Johnson goes back into the box with the throw to Wardle, and Wardle returns the favour. Now Johnson into Weir. Weir back to Lussey with a strong pass to Bailey Passant, puts him under a bit of pressure. Got to pick his pass well here and does so. Finds Ben Hodkinson with a lovely chested touch, but needs to find one of the two men in front of him as quickly as possible here. Tries to find Akil Raffi, but the pass isn't a good one. Ben Hodkinson there, not showing the quality he possesses. As we go into the 60th minute here at the Marine Travel Arena. As I mentioned, as things stand with Radcliffe drawing and Hyde, 2-0 down. Matlock sit in that 5th and final playoff position. Wardle now plays out to Charlie Doyle, who's slotted in at centre-back after Mark Howarth went off. Doyle now going into midfield to Jordan Lussey, who's had the ball nicked off of him. Lussey annoyed, not being told there's a man on his back as Matlock looks to drive here and do. Oh, it's well defended though by Will Johnson to get a little block in to disturb the counter-attack of Matlock as Lussey looks to go down the line to Akil Raffi, but the ball is overhit. Up to Demead now, who's tussling with Charlie Doyle. Charlie Doyle gives away the foul and again complaining to the referee. In fairness to him, both men were grabbing each other's shirts, so you can understand the frustration of Charlie Doyle in that situation. Sean Smith clears the ball out as the ball was played from the free kick out towards Johnston. As we go into these final 30 or so minutes, it's going to be interesting to see the urgency that Marine possess in this game without any playoff hopes compared to their opposition, who have got everything to play for in terms of whether they have the opportunity to move up a league for next season. As Wardle wins a header strongly, but goes to Johnson, who manages to glide past Smith and getting across, but Charlie Doyle's there to clear it away. Lussey now just gets rid of the ball. More sustained pressure from Matlock, but Joseph Hardy does well to force Evans to go back to his keeper. As Akil Raffi now looks to press with his fellow forward, but the ball bypasses him. And the ball's now going down the line to Johnson, who's showing a great bit of pace to try and catch up with this, but doesn't quite keep it in play. This surface is very hard to keep up with when the ball's being zipped around like that. A few changes of scores to let you know about. Marine are now down to 10th in the league with Warrington Rylands 3-0 up, and FC United of Manchester at 1-1. Lancaster City 2-1 up at home to Guiseley as Bailey Passant takes his goal kick, which is won by McNicholas. Now White with the ball, looks to go down the line, but Charlie Doyle's there to challenge. As Matlock now just looking to take the time with things, slow things down a little bit, take a bit of zip out of the game, but they're the ones who have been piling on the pressure. As a bit of miscommunication means Stites is free for the throw in as McNicholas tries to play it down the line in search of his teammate and does so. Byrne looks to have gone out of play and has, and even still went out of play, got inside and shot. Will Johnson was there to block. Into the 64th minute here at the Marine Travel Arena. It is 1-0 to Matlock Town. Unfortunately, the score is being a bit slow on the stream, so it's not changing quite as quickly as we'd hope. As White plays into Mead here, he's one-on-one with Johnson, but Mead offside, thankfully for Marine. Bailey passing it to take this free kick from the offside decision as he just rolls it out slightly ahead of where Demead was, but the referee's not going to force him back any more yards as he looks for Hodkinson down the line, but McNicholas is there to head. Byrne brings the ball down but can only clear it out for a Marine throw-in. Under the challenge of Ben Hodkinson as he receives the ball now from the throw-in. Back to Carl Hayden, then to Lussey. He looks to go high and long to Akil Raffi, but Evans is there to head out again for a throw-in. Marine just looking to build in to the second half here. They've been better chances for them in this first half, but they've been sparse in their attacking ventures despite those two chances. One falling to Akil Raffi and then one almost falling to Lucas Weir. Hyde now. Hyde rather wins a corner for Marine. As we enter the 65th minute. Marine with their first corner of the half. As Ben Hodkinson goes short to Hyde with time to cross and pick out a cross. Oh, it just takes a deflection off of, I think it was a Matlock man, and yes, it is a throw-in on the far side, just in front of the Upper Mariners sign that's been put over on that far side of the ground, which I have to say looks really good. Credit to whoever's organised that. I'd imagine it's the brilliant people at the Crescendo Way. As the ball goes into the box now from the throw-in, but just drops and easily collected by the Matlock goalkeeper. He just senses a lack of urgency in this Marine team when it goes to coming forward and getting a goal back, because there's potentially a bit of that on the beach mentality. Raffi now with the ball. Been tackled by the goal scorer Sharman, who gives it to Demead. Demead though challenged well by Lussey, but Sharman's got it back now. But Wardle's there to clear up the pass that looks to be threaded through to Demead after he got back up onto his feet. Now Raffi's got it on the left hand side. Joe Hardy goes inside to Lussey, but it's a poor pass, goes straight through to Demead. Stites now with the ball. Just to go inside to his teammate Byrne, who goes out to McNicholas. Now to Demead. Bit of a heavy pass from McNicholas into Demead, but Demead does well. Now back to McNicholas. Good play from Bradley to find Byrne. Lucas down as White now on the ball. Just dribbles it off his foot, out of play. And has stayed down slightly. Might have just taken a little bit of a whack on the ankle as he tried to go past Hyde. Hyde letting him know, you're not doing that again, son. Looks like Marine might be shaping up to make a substitution here, and they are, as it is Ben Hodkinson who's going to be replaced here in the 68th minute. As Max Davidson is on for him. So it'll be interesting to see how Davidson's deployed by Neil Young here. It's Bailey passing now to take the free kick. Goal kick, I mean. Went up long towards Joe Hardy, but again couldn't keep control of the ball as Matlock might look to break here through Stites, as Davidson quickly looking to show his energy in that defensive role that he's been put into, it looks like. As Charlie Dawes moved out of defence now, up into midfield, his natural position. Johnson now at right centre back. And Demead and Wardle tussling again. But the referee just letting them get on with things, although Wardle is down holding his face after Demead went down and a flailing arm caught the face of Josh Wardle. referee's just having a chat with Wardle, nothing. No attempt to be bringing out a card from the referee there. Passing goes long. Joseph Hardy again, an isolated figure up there, loses a header, and Demi looks to go through behind Davidson in the search of Stiche, but Stiche was not on the same wavelength as he. Passing there with the ball just launching it to no one, straight through to the Matlock Town keeper. As the Matlock Town keeper might be looking to do the same, but no, Wardle's there to head it. It's Charlie Doyle who plays it out to Hayde, who's got a bit of space to run into on this right hand side. Let's go down the line, but wins a throw in. And a substitution here for Matlock Town as the number 4, it looks like, Archie White, is to be replaced in the 70th minute. And then Alex Dehemu coming on. The youngster not able to make the same impact as he did in this reverse fixture, but definitely one to look out for. At just 17 years of age, he's got such quality. Throw in for Marine now, taken by Kyle Hayde. Whips in the cross as he received the ball back from him, but it's just overhit and looks to have drifted out for a Matlock throw in. Take you through some scores as Radcliffe are now losing against Nantwich Town, so even more safety and breathing room for Matlock Town here. I'm sure we'll be keeping track of the results as Marine again down to 10th. It's the lowest position they'll be able to finish in this Northern Premier League season. Sean Smith now receives the ball from that throw-in after it was cleared, as the ball is back on the pitch, but Wardle looks to head on goal, but Sean Smith is now has it in the box with a bit of a tame shot with his right foot. Carl Hayde with the ball looks to made a challenge, and Davidson's going to be tested here for his pace, but gets back well. Bit of a short pass though to Bailey Passant, gets out to clear. Good work from Davidson though, as it's headed by Evans now to Lussey. Lussey hit to Charlie Doyle, who's got a bit of space to run into, but not too many options in front of him. Lussey now, plenty of time to pick out a pass and does so. Sean Smith drives inside, plays Lussey the ball, then to Charlie Doyle and then back to Lussey. What can he pick out here? He's going to look to pick out Akil Raffi, who looks to turn, pick out a shot, but is tackled before he can get that shot off. But as Matlock looks to break, he's challenged, and we have the ball back now. Lucas Weir to maybe shape up to shoot, doesn't do so though, plays wide to Sean Smith, who himself drives inside. Poor pass, not being able to find anyone here, but Matlock Town looks to be feeling a bit of pressure here, as Marine, for the first time this game, have a bit of sustained possession. Joseph Hardy, the ball into feet, but can't quite keep hold of it. Now it's cleared and up to Max Davidson at left centre back with a fired in pass to Sean Smith. Hard to control, and he has lost it now. Bit of a 1-2 for the Matlock players to get round Smith. Played up to Demead though. Oh, and Demead's gone down, holding his ankle, and that seems pretty bad. Didn't seem to be much contact in it between him and Wardle. But he's still down now as Charlie Doyle has it in the middle of the park. Plays it into Joe Hardy, who looks to turn and go back to Weir, and does so. Weir skip past his man. Referee waves it off, despite the contact on Weir as he skipped past the defender. And the ball is cleared out into the stands as Demid is only just getting back up. Sean Smith taking the throw in here to Davidson. Stites just looks the left one in on him there, but it's cleared away, and Demid looks to be in considerable pain here. I think he's probably going to come off, as Will Johnson looks to progress the ball forward and find Joe Hardy, but passes a poor one. Demid again has gone down, holding his ankle. He's been in considerable pain as his team looks to break forward here with Duameyu, as it goes back to Stites and tries to find Johnson on that far side, but ball is lost and it's back to Johnson now. He's got a little bit of space inside the Marine box to try and cross, but Bailey Passant is there to catch it, and good for him, throws the ball out to play to allow Demid to get some treatment, which I don't think Bailey Passant is too happy. Not Bailey Passant. I don't think the Marine staff are too happy about him throwing the ball out for Demid to get some treatment. The attendance just been read out here, 1,606. Brilliant support here, as there always is at the Marine Travel Arena. So thank you very much to everyone who has come to the game today, and for those of you who are listening, we really do appreciate your support as we go into the 76th minute here at the Marine Travel Arena. Demid just slowly ambling off now, as number 14 Bradley Abbott is going to replace him.
Second substitution for Matlock Town, coming off number 10 Carlton High. Going to be replaced by number 14 Bradley Abbott.
Got to imagine that Matlock are going to throw the ball back to Bailey Passant here after Bailey Passant so blatantly threw the ball out of play for Matlock, so they could give some treatment to their player. If not, there's going to be some reaction in the Marine Travel Arena. And Johnson does so. Although his number 9 Stites didn't seem to be too pleased about the idea. As we move towards, edging towards the final 10 minutes of regular time here, Marine haven't looked to have the urgency to try and find a goal to stop Matlock Town from getting into the playoffs. The ball's out now of Hayes, goes inside to Lussey. Lussey now switches the play in such a Sean Smith. It's not a bad ball. Smith, we know, likes to get a cross in on his left foot, but cuts inside on his right foot, goes on his right, looks to cross in, but cleared by, I believe it was Sharman, and then cleared out of play for a Marine throw-in over the terraces. Some results at the bottom of the table as Nantwich 2-1 up were in the relegation zone, but thanks to the goal for Staley Bridge, Atherton Collieries are now in the drop zone. It's going to be a tight finish. We'll make sure at the end of this commentary to update you on all of the relevant scores and the effects that they will have on the league table. As Smith looks across now, good ball into the box, but it's headed away. Akil Raffi now just rushing his cross back into the box, and Matlock looks to break now as the ball is played up towards substitutee. I believe it is Dumedu, but Haid there back well to clear as Passant takes his time on the ball but finds a good pass out to Sean Smith. As now Lussey tries to spread the ball out wide to Akil Rafi, but the wind takes it out of his path. As Will Johnson needs to be aware of his surroundings here as Steich looks to press, but Johnson does well to find Hayden. Hayden now goes along. Again, over the head of Hardy, a key and consistent theme of this game. Davidson now wins a header and wins another header. Bit of head tennis going on here. Wardle wins the header now. Goes to Weir in the middle of the park. Now to Doyle, he spreads the play to Hayde. Good touch to take himself inside Byrne. His cross towards Hardy was cleared out of play. Hayde now to take the throw in. There's Will Johnson on the ball now. Plenty of time and space to pick out a pass. Goes to Wardle. Wardle again looking for a man, but Charlie Doyle, maybe the wrong pass as Doyle is being pressed heavily here, but does well to retain possession. Will Johnson now goes wide to Hayde. And now inside to Hardy. Hardy looks to shape up his man and does. Sean Smith looks to lay it off to Hardy. Has a shot, it's blocked behind for a Marine corner. As we go into the final 10 minutes of regular time here at the Marine Travel Arena. Cross goes in to Wardle at the back post, but he just can't get a clean enough contact on it. Seems to be the only aerial threat we've possessed throughout this whole game, Josh Wardle. As the ball is now back with Marine inside their own half around their penalty area. As Johnson goes long in search of Akil Rafi, who brings the ball down well. Looks playing Hayes, but down the line, it's just a sloppy pass from Akil Rafi. We know the quality he can show, but just sometimes he's not putting it all together like he can. As Will Johnson now goes inside to John Lussey, who looks to put it across. No, he won't. Goes to Sean Smith, who then reverses the ball back out to Will Johnson. Johnson now looking to cross. Hardy tries to win the header, but again is not able to rise higher than his significantly taller opposition centre-backs. Ball is out now with Hayde. Goes out to Johnson at the back, who plays line sort 1-2 with Doyle to get himself out of trouble. Now Davidson into Rafi, who looks to go around the corner, but the pass is blocked. Now Weir out to Hayde. Down the line to Rafi. This is a better play for Marine. Rafi needs to keep the ball in play here and does. Floats the ball up, but Weir just can't get the elevation to win the header as Wardle cleans up. And this is good spell from Marine here. Just putting a bit of pressure on the visitors as Rafi likes to drive at his man here and does. Cuts inside. Good play. He might take on a shot here. Deflection, and the referee judged that to be a goal kick, but I'm not sure. I feel like that came off of one of the men in yellow. Deeney now to take the goal kick as we head towards final 7 or so minutes of regular time. It's 1-0 to Matlock Town. Not sure why this is not updating for you. Try resolve that now. The ball is down on the left hand side. Wardle heads away after a bit of a tussle with Steich. Bit of shirt grabbing between two of them. Wardle's been active in pretty much all the defensive duels today. As you can hear we can hear the Matlock fans over in the far corner. Obviously, very happy about their team's situation in the standings of the Northern Premier League. It's Johnson, or Sharman rather, I think it is. No, it's Johnson who looks to get the throw in towards Sharman. Ball drops. Way too easy for Marine to let the ball drop in that area as the ball's played back in. Bailey Passant's claimed it well though. As Stiche was to get a hand on Bailey Passant as Passant tried to claim the throw in. Some of the fans are not happy about that. Hayes wins the ball though. Joseph Hardy down the line looking to get onto it but isn't able to. Now Lucy has the ball at the back with Johnson, gives it to Johnson now. Hardy with a nice little ball around the corner, but not many options in the box. Hayes with a nice ball to the back post, but just headed away by Sharman. As we approach the final 5 minutes of play in regular time. Throw in goes into the box, but it's cleared, and then cleared again by Byrne. Substitutions here as Hayes is going to make way for Regan Rhodes. Now the ball with Rhodes, first touch of the game, tries to find Rafi, but Rafi just can't stretch enough to keep possession of the ball. The ball just cleared away again. Matlock Town now just looking to sit in and absorb pressure. As Will Johnson with the ball, looking for options but can't really find any. Josh Wardle now looking for options. Could try and find Rhodes but doesn't, goes out to the other youngster. Davidson with a bit of a loose pass to Rhodes, but Rhodes does well to maintain possession. Wardle now. Now with Davidson. Davidson into Weir. Oh, a bit of a poor pass to the right hand side of Weir, so he can't reach it as Johnson now looks to get in behind. Could be a good chance here for Matlock Town to double their advantage as he drives out the youngster. Good ball into the box, but it's just over all of his teammates. The ball is lost again by Marine in that final third position. And the ball is played out to Bumayu, who looks to just hold it in the corner. As Will Johnson presses him, but Matlock Town here just trying to waste a bit of time. As things stand, they are still in that fifth spot as the teams above them are both losing 2-1 in their respective games. Nantwich, though, are back in the relegation zone after an equaliser from Atherton Collieries against Stalybridge. So Nantwich Town at the moment relegated despite their 2-1 lead at home to Radcliffe. McNicholas had the ball on left-hand side, but someone has been judged to have been offside whilst they were holding the ball in the corner. As it's announced that Care Trust man the match for today is Ben Hodkinson. Hodkinson was taken off earlier in the game, but definitely looks the brightest and most likely Marine player to cause a damage to the score sheet of Matlock. There's a ball now in the middle of the park with Charlie Doyle. Goes out into Raffi now from Johnson. Raffi looks to drive. Gives it to Weir. Weir on the edge of the box though can't quite find the pass he was wanting to find. Davidson goes into Weir now. Then into Rhodes. Out to Davidson on this left hand side. He drives at his man but loses possession. As he just goes long and Bailey passing, looks to bring it down on his chest. Gotta say that's pretty neat touch from the keeper. As the ball drops now to Lucas Weir after a long punt from, I think, it's a Lucas Weir tried to fire the ball into the box, hit it with some venom, but it was Joe Hardy who wasn't ready for it to reach him in that short period of time, and it just cannons off his foot and wide of the post. A real let off from Matlock there, who could have found themselves not only drawing the game but out of the playoffs if that were to have touched the back of the net. As the 45 minutes have now been played, I didn't quite catch if the board. Apologies if there may have been a little bit of a cut out there.